Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Shri Guru Charana Padma Kevala Bhagati Sadma Shri Guru Charana Padma Kevala Bhagati Sadma Bando Mui Sarvadhana Mate Bando Mui Sarvadhana Mate Yara prasade bhai e bhavatori ayahai Yara prasade bhai e bhavatori ayahai Krishna prapti hoyar hoite Krishna prapti hoyar hoite Guru Mukha Padma Vakya Chitete Koriya Kya Guru Mukha Padma Vakya Chitete Koriya Kya Adana kori ho mane asha Adana kori ho mane asha Shri Guru Charane Rati Ese Uttama Gati Shri Guru Charane Rati Ese Uttama Gati Jai Prasade Pure Sarva Asha Chakudan Dilo Jai Janme Janme Prabhu Se Chakshudan Dilo Jai Janme Janme Prabhu Se Divya Gyan Hriday Prakasito Divya Gyan Hriday Prakasito Prema Bhakti Yaha Hoite Avidya Vinasa Jate Prema Bhakti Yaha Hoite Avidya Vinasa Jate Vede Gai Jahara Charito লোকেরা জীবানা লোকেরা জীবানা হা হা প্রভু কর দয়া দেহ মনে পারা ছায়া হা হা প্রভু কর দয়া দেহ মনে পারা ছায়া হা হা প্রভু কর দয়া দেহ মনে পারা ছায়া এ বেগাস কুশুক ত্রিভুবানা এ বেগাস কুশুক ত্রিভুবানা Srila Prabhupada Patita Pavana Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pastatya Deshatarine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pastatya Deshatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaura Bhaktavinda Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaura Bhaktavinda Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaura Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Nitai Gauranga Jaya, Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga Jaya, Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga Jaya, Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga Jaya, Gaura Hari, Nitai Gauranga Jaya, Gaura Hari, Nityananda Ram Jaya, Nityananda Ram, Nityananda Ram Jaya, Nityananda Ram, Nityananda Ram Jaya, Nityananda Ram, Radha Radha Nath Jaya, Radha Radha Nath, Radha Radha Nath Jaya, Radha Radha Nath, Giri Govardhan Jaya, Giri Govardhan, Giri Govardhan Jaya, Giri Govardhan, Gaura 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 Hari, Gaura 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 Hari, Jai Sachinandana Gaura Hari, Jai Sachinandana Gaura Hari. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Jaya Radha Radhanath Radha Radhanath Radhe Jaya Radha Radhanath Radha Radhanath Radhe Jaya Radhe Jaya Radhe Jaya Radhe Jaya Shri Radhe Jaya Giri Govardhan Giri Govardhan Giri Govardhan Jaya Giri Govardhan Jaya Gaura Hari Gaura Hari Gaura Hari Jaya Gaura Hari Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Srila Prabhupada 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Nitai Gora Haribo 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 Haribo
Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahansa Parivrajikacharya Astotar Satashi Srimad His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada Ki ISKCON Founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivrajikacharya Astotar Satashi Srimad His Divine Grace Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur ki. प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधार शिव सारी गौर भक्त वृंद की श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंद राधा कुंद गिरी गोवर्धन की गंगा माई यमुना माई की भक्ति देवी तुलसी महारानी की सामवेद भक्त वृंद की हरिनाम संकीर्तन यज्ञ की. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Welcome to today's Sunday Love Feast program. A special warm welcome, extra warm welcome to anyone who may be here for the first time today, especially today as we celebrate the beautiful festival of Chandan Yatra. So Chandan Yatra is a festival that is celebrated during the hot season where their lordships are covered with chandan or sandalwood paste. And this is done to lovingly try to relieve their lordships of the heat of the hot seasons. So speaking about devotional service and loving service to Krishna, that is our topic for today, devotional service. But before we move on to class, a humble reminder to please check your cell phones quickly, turn them off completely or have them on silent mode. So we're honored to have our speaker for today, His Grace Kshudi Das. Haribol. So we'll share a little bit about Prabhu. Prabhu first met devotees, Hare Krishna devotees, on the 5th of January 1970. This was in Laguna Beach in California. Then just a year later, in March, on the 27th of March 1971, Prabhu took initiation from Srila Prabhupada. So Prabhu is a direct disciple of Srila Prabhupada. Then again, just a year later, in 1972, September, Prabhu was sent here to South Africa. Now remember, 1972 was the time of apartheid. So Prabhu endured much challenges and hardships during that time, including hiding from the government, living alone, all this for the sake of our South African Yatra. So we are immensely grateful to Prabhu for pursuing the South African Yatra, for we are here today because of His Grace Kshudi Das. So the topic again for today, devotional service. Let's welcome His Grace Kshudi Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Namo Mahabandhanaya Krishna Prema Pardayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namani Gauratishe Namaha. You'll see why I brought that one up later. Before I forget it, when we finish, I'm leaving in 2 days for India. I want people to come and take prasadam with me, and I've been saving Maha Burfi. You know which shop at the mall you can buy Burfi that's this quality? None of them. So, because they have to keep stirring it till it caramelizes. And you can't do that for profit. It has to be done for love because it takes a lot of effort. But I'll cut up little pieces, whoever comes and sits with me. So I'll create plenty of room, so don't go hide off in some corner. We're supposed to have satsang here where we engage with each other. So before we have solutions, we need to know what the problem is. Who knows what age this is we're in now? It's not Satya Yuga? Doesn't feel like Satya Yuga. Yes, that was a trick question, as Lucian always asked me. Is that another trick question? I asked those just to make sure that you're paying attention. So, in the age of Kali, these are some disadvantages. I don't know why I need to say that. It's obvious they're disadvantages. Short-lived, misguided, quarrelsome, and always disturbed. Which ones of those are the good ones and which ones are the bad ones? They all don't seem very well, do they? Especially together. If you're quarrelsome and short-lived and misguided, if you have a short time, you better be guided well, right? Like if I need to get to the airport in 45 minutes. I need to know where it is and have the proper vehicle. So in this age, these things are difficult. And Lord Krishna left just before the beginning of this Kali Yuga. But what did he leave behind? Did I give you a hint? Yes, the Srimad Bhagavatam. How did you guess that? And then the Srimad Bhagavatam, there's a schedule, a list of incarnations in the first canto. Talks about there's different incarnations. There's Manu avatars, and there's about 71 yugas in each one of those, which means like 4,320,000,000 times 71. So they last a while. That's a longer lifespan than we have, right? That's like our lifespan divided by 4,320,000,000. So we also have the Guna avatars. Shiva's for mode of ignorance. Tamagun. There's Amelia. See, now these two girls are both great devotees. Look at this. Huh? They'll be here taking care of the temple in years to come, right? Yes? They're the future. Can you see it? They were born to be into here. That's why they're friends with each other. See? So they take what we get from a past lifetime, and obviously the two of them, look how they come here and they look so secure about it. Obviously they've done this before. You can test babies that way. You put beads out, if they grab with those fingers, you know what that means, don't you? What does it mean? Right, that means they because usually people use those. So in this scheduled list of incarnations, we were at Shiva, the Tamagun, mode of ignorance, Brahma, Rajagun, the mode of passion, and Vishnu, the Sattvagun, the mode of goodness. Then we have Leela avatars who come to perform pastimes. Varaha comes. Varaha is like the form of a boar, and he comes to save the earth. We have Lord Nrsingadev comes to protect Prahlad Maharaj. Rama comes to show the ideal king and to show his devotees about his part of the spiritual world called Ayodhya. And we have many other Leela avatars. And then we have the Yuga avatars. The Yuga avatars come in different colors for different ages to show. The first age, the Satya Yuga, people lived a real long time. And the Satya Yuga, the incarnation that comes is white color. And he teaches the process of transcendentally meditating for thousands of years. Who here has been meditating for thousands of years without stopping? Anybody here over 100 years old? No, okay. So then if you're not over 100, you couldn't have meditated for 1,000 years. So the next age, the Treta Yuga, the incarnation comes in red color, and he gives the process of sacrifice, where they put in large amounts of grain and ghee. We're talking metric tons. Anybody here thrown a metric ton of grains in the fire? Anybody can carry a metric ton? Maybe not all at once. Maybe in 10 different loads, right? Maybe more like 100 loads. 100 loads of 10 kilos each. So then, in the Dwarpa Yuga, the process is deity worship. Now, we still do these things. We have the Agnihotra Yagya, where we offer the grains and the ghee in the fire, but we do it on special occasions. We do it for Adiksha initiations and for weddings and similar kinds of sacrifices, like if someone is doing a death ceremony for relatives who've passed away, things like this, we do them for. I explain these in simple terms, not just using the Sanskrit, because if we explain exactly what it is, then everybody will understand. We can't assume that everybody knows exactly what it means. Just like ask anybody here performed their own Garbhodan Samskara? No, of course you didn't, because it's done by parents before you. But if you just refer to it in Sanskrit without explaining what it is, it's funny. Somebody asked that with the idea of austerity. The definition, someone said, austerity is the process of being austere. And people said, oh, thanks for an explanation that tells us nothing. Radhanath Swami had put one in the Wikipedia. It says austerity is doing something that's difficult, and you're doing it for Krishna, even if it's difficult. So that they liked that as a better off application, wasn't it? So in this age, with all those disqualifications, what are we going to do? Do we do the process of meditating for thousands of years? Or do we just engage in deity worship? Or do we just engage in the process of the Agnihotra Yajna? What is it? Yes, Lucian, it is a trick question. Which one of those three is it? Is it A, B, C, D, all of the above, or E, none of the above? It's actually all of the above, but it's none of the above. Because we do those processes, but they're done in conjunction. Like when we worship the deities, do we just worship the deities, or what goes along with it? Kirtan. What does kirtan mean? Glorification, but what do we say? Begins with N? Name. Names, right? Not your own name. Unless your name is Krishna or Rama or... So we chant these names of God. So this is a process of chanting the holy names and performing devotional service. But how do we learn this? Oh, we just make up some ideas, right? Just like if I'm going to play cricket, I just make up some ideas. Like I take the ball and throw it through the hoop, and that makes me an instant cricket champion. Especially if I can ride the horse quickly. No, you have to have someone teach you about what it is. And it'd be like if we drop you at a temple, but you don't know what's going on. And then people think, oh good, God is here, I have a list of things to beg from him. Is it more important that someone teaches you what the process is, how to engage with God, or have a beautiful temple with no teaching? Let's go back to the sport of cricket. Which would be better? If you get me a nice uniform and get me a cricket field, but no training, but I have the best cricket field in the country. Or we take, don't know much about cricket, but I know that Sachin Tendulkar was one of the best players. If he takes me in the backyard and trains me how to play with no proper cricket field, am I going to be better than the people on the field but don't know what to do with it? Right? They try to run towards the goal with the ball. They don't know. So we need someone to teach us. So in the 11th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, there's something that gives us an idea for this age. The 32nd verse of the 5th chapter in the 11th canto is Krishna Varnam Dviva Krishnam Sango Pangastra Parshadam Yagnai Sankirtan Prayer Yagnati Hi Sumedasaha. You heard this one? In the age of Kali, intelligent persons perform congregational chanting to worship the incarnation of Godhead, who constantly sings the names of Krishna. Although his complexion is not blackish, he is Krishna himself. He is accompanied by his associates, servants, weapons, and confidential companions. So why do we talk about holy names and performing this? Wouldn't devotional service called Bhakti Yoga be just like you come to the temple and you clean up and maybe you rake some leaves and you do your duties? Wouldn't that be devotional service? Would it? Well, actually, if you're just doing it without the chanting of the holy names and without the proper worship, it's karma yoga. Working and giving up the result of your activities. You work in a job and you put a donation in here, but you don't do any chanting. So this karma yoga is a part of devotional service. But without the chanting of the holy names and without the offering of food and doing things in devotion, it's just karma yoga, not bhakti yoga. Of course, that's a place to start. Prabhupada says in one of the purports that it's a long road from the beginning of karma yoga to the end of bhakti yoga. So what we try to do is get people started. Just like if somebody comes, we go out on Harinama and we don't try to put people in saffron dhotis there. No. You just get them, try to chant with us. Or if someone's here at the Sunday program, a good goal would be not to try to defeat them in an argument, but to make them feel like this is a good place for them, you're a friend for them, and basically make them want to come back next week. Say you defeat them in an argument, and they run out with their false ego, and they say, I'm never coming back there again. So you succeeded in making them punish themselves, but that shouldn't be our goal. We open a temple to bring people, not to drive them away. So, Siyabonga was asking, what do you mean when you talk about going in like a needle and out like a plow? Prabhupada said this. It means you start with something simple. You know, like some Christians say, does your name appear in the book of life or are you going to hell? Is that kind of a difficult first statement to make to someone before they find out your name or anything? Has anyone had that said to them? You must have, right? So we try to start easy with people. So even if they're not at the level of devotional service yet, we bring them to that level. And how does Lord Chaitanya go along with this age of Kali? Because a devotional service goes along with the chanting of the holy names. And the Brihad Naradiya Purana has the verse, Harinama, Harinama, Harinama eva kevalam, Kalur nasteva, nasteva, nasteva gatir anyata. Says the Harinama, the holy names, 3 times, is in this age of Kali. And it says there's no other way, nasteva, nasteva, nasteva. 3 times, just like when I asked Patit Pavana if he wanted to give the class, and he said no, 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 no. that definitely is not like, well, no. When you say it 3 or 4 times, that means no, right? Because here sometimes people say, oh, are you doing this? Says no, and a no doesn't mean no. But no, no, no means no, doesn't it? Right? So no other way, no other way, no other way. What does that mean? Now we can tell people they can chant other names of God. But this is a process of devotional service that we're talking about. You know, it's not just devotion where we sit and meditate on being devotional. And it's not just work or we're doing the things for Krishna. It's doing the work with an attitude of love. Karma yoga is like a babysitter who takes care of a child and they feed them and put them to bed and do the things, but it's more of a matter of duty and they get paid. The parent does the same things but out of love. So that's the difference between karma and bhakti. So we find that this is what Lord Chaitanya comes to do in these verses. And we think about this in conjunction. Like we have temples. There's different kinds of temples all around the world. There's a temple for Krishna in Mathura. They just opened up the temple for Ram in Ayodhya. And this needs to roll over to the temple of the Vedic Planetarium in Sridham, Mayapur. Because last week, Vibhu Chaitanya had a deity here. Can anybody tell me what that deity was? And what does Satpuj mean? Who knows? 6 arms, right? Why does he have 6 arms? 2 are what? 2 are Lord Chaitanya, that should be obvious. And the blue arms? And the green arms? So if Lord Chaitanya is Krishna and Rama himself, who else can explain to us better about Krishna and Rama than the person who's actually them? It's just like if she's telling part of my biography. Who knows the biography better than the announcer? Me. Yes. I was there for it. Right? So if she had some figures that were incorrect, like somehow it came out January 4th, it was January 5th, and I was initiated on March 29th, which would be more correct? I'm not trying to find any fault in the announcer. That was probably just written down before somehow with a, because maybe in India it is the 27th here when it's the, but that's only a detail. So the idea is that Lord Chaitanya comes in this age. He has an internal reason. He comes to see why Radha loves him so much. And he comes to taste the nectar that Radha is tasting. So we are happy that we have temples in Mathura, and Radha and Krishna in Vrindavan, and Krishna in Dwarka, and we're happy that Rama is opening up. But it's just as important, probably more important, to have the temple of Lord Chaitanya finished so that he can show us actually about who is Rama, who is Krishna, and what devotional service we perform to go back to them. So, did Lord Chaitanya teach anybody devotional service? How much of it did he write down? He wrote 8 verses. We should study those, the Shikshastakam. And Lord Chaitanya is called Gaurahari because he's Krishna, but he's in golden form instead of the blackish form. And Gaurahari is so important we should have him on the altar. What do you think? Yes? Who thinks he should be on the altar? Who thinks he shouldn't be on the altar? That's good because he's already there, right? Just the thing is there, well, why? Because he should be there. Because he is the incarnation of Krishna. He's Krishna himself, appearing in golden form to show us how to perform devotional service and how to go back to the spiritual world. So we need to inform people about Lord Chaitanya and how his mission makes all of this complete. It's said that we can't go back to Goloka Vrindavan by just doing the Vaidhi Bhakti, the regulative devotional service. We go to Vaikuntha, where God appears as Narayan with awe and reverence. But we're not qualified to imagine that we're gopis and imagine that we're there in Krishna's pastimes. So how can we engage in Krishna's pastimes? We can engage in Rama's pastimes by going to the forest and being in exile for 14 years. We can engage in Krishna's pastimes by pretending we're a gopi. Or is just the idea of pretending not sound so good? Do we force our way into Krishna's pastimes or wait until he invites us? Which is it? But if we really want to be there bad, the process is to force our way? No. Because just maybe he can call us when he wants or he can prevent us. Is that true? It is true. So, Lord Chaitanya is the important form of God for this age because he teaches us how to do these things. In the Shikshastakam, the one verse talks, he teaches us how to chant these holy names. I don't chant thinking, I'm so great, I'm chanting the names of God. It's just like I joke with some of them. I say, I'm just a humble servant. but you're the servant of a servant, so you have to serve me. So we have many ways we can become puffed up. You know, and I give the credit to the other devotees for making me into the truly great Vaishnava that I really am. So by giving them the credit for making me so great, that's what makes me the most humble person ever. Now, of course, I'm joking, but the false ego can sneak in so many ways if we're not careful. And so Lord Chaitanya teaches us a verse, Trinadapi Suhichena Tororapi Suhishena Amanina Amanadena Kirtanaya Sadahari, that one should think himself more tolerant than a tree, lower than a blade of grass, and ready to offer all respects to others while expecting none for ourselves. This makes it easy because we expect respect from everybody. We might get disappointed. Anybody here never been disrespected, ever? I didn't think so. So if we think that way, I'll give all respect to others, but I don't expect it for myself, then we're covered. If we expect to be glorified by everyone with 18 glorifications, hey, I'm upset. I expected 18 glorifications and you gave me 16. Now I'm really upset. Right? We become disappointed by expectations. That's why devotional service is working not for the result, but working for Krishna. If Krishna wants to, in one of the shikshas, he says that he's always my worshipful Lord, even if he handles rough me by his embrace or makes me brokenhearted by not being present before me. You demand that he shows up before you. Try to demand that any leader in the world shows up before you and see what happens. You might get arrested for threatening someone, right? You better show up right in front of me. So we don't do that. So Lord Chaitanya teaches us these things. And he also, a lot of it, he likes to give the credit to his devotees. Lord Chaitanya came along. It talked here about his associates. Oh, what's interesting is 2 verses later. We won't read all of this, but I suggest you look it up. Text 32 to 34. This in text 34, it says, I worship your lotus feet. You gave up the association of the goddess of fortune and all of her opulence, which is most difficult to renounce and is hankered after even by the great demigods. Being the most faithful follower of the path of religion, you thus left for the forest in obedience to the Brahmana's curse. Out of sheer mercifulness, you chased after the fallen conditioned souls who are always in pursuit of false enjoyment of illusion, and at the same time engaged in searching out your own desired object. Lord Chaimashundar says this important verse is understood to describe Lord Chaitanya, Lord Krishna, and also Sri Ramachandra. And the end it says, the purport, corroborating the explanation of this verse, the followers of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also worship him in his 6-armed form. 2 arms carry the water pot as Lord Chaitanya, 2 and the danda of the sannyasi, 2 arms carry the flute of Krishna, and 2 arms carry the bow and arrow of Sri Ramachandra. This Satbhuj form is the actual purport of this verse. So what we need to understand is that we worship Rama and we worship Krishna. But where we need to get our instruction from today is from Lord Chaitanya. It mentions in the verse that we read that he is accompanied by his associates, servants, weapons, and confidential companions. We find that he spoke to many of his devotees. Sanatan Goswami, we read in the Chaitanya Charitamrita about the instructions to Sanatan Goswami, and he gives us to us. Those are pertinent for this age because it goes along with the devotional service that we perform and the chanting of the holy names. Rupa Goswami, after talking with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, writes the book called Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, that Prabhupada translates as Nectar of Devotion. Anybody heard of this book? Anybody didn't read this book yet? Everyone's read it. It's a good one to read because it talks about how to perform devotional service. If God explained to someone how to perform devotional service to him, and that person wrote a book, does that sound like a good book to read? Right? Not better than someone that says, how I speculated and why? Things I speculated on that may or may not work. Would that be a good book to read? No, these are not speculations, they're facts. So in the Nectar of Devotion, he talks about 64 processes of devotional service. Would anybody like to name all of them from memory? These are in the Nectar of Devotion, but he says 5 of them are important. And we see how some of these go together. That to worship the deity form of the Lord. It may be Rama in Ayodhya. It may be Krishna in Vrindavan. But particularly it should be Lord Chaitanya, because Lord Chaitanya also imbibes the other 5 processes that we need to go, because they come together like in a package. It's just like if you have a car. A car has a radiator, right? But with just a radiator, can you drive to downtown Durban? How about a carburetor? How about an engine? They have to all go together. So, besides worshiping the deity, we have study of the Srimad Bhagavatam and living in the holy place, which of course is Vrindavan or Ayodhya or Mayapur. But we need to go pray in Mayapur to get the mercy to understand the other ones, because Lord Chaitanya, being Krishna and Rama, is going to show us how to get there better than us just thinking we'll go and worship, but we're not quite sure how to worship. It's like me showing up in the cricket field to play with no idea how I'm supposed to play. So the other processes, we had the Srimad Bhagavatam, we have the deities living in the holy place, and we also have, of course, the chanting of the holy names and the association with devotees who train us how to do these things. Because this knowledge, as Krishna says, is imparted in disciplic succession. Evam parampara praptam imam rajarishi vidu. So this knowledge comes from Krishna. Chaitanya taught it to Rupa Goswami, and he writes the book to show us how to chant. We do the process of chanting through japa on beads, through the singing of kirtan, and this makes our efforts devotional. Because if we just do some work for Krishna, clean up a few leaves, stack the chairs, it's karma yoga. But if we do that along with chanting and understand the devotion, it's like Krishna mentions in Bhagavad Gita, sacrifices performed in knowledge are even better than sacrifices performed without knowing what you're doing. You get agyata sukriti, doing the things with unknown, but the known benefits are even better. So we think we follow in the footsteps of Lord Chaitanya, of what he does, the evam parampara. That Lord Chaitanya's mood is to chant the holy names. We talked about the process of devotion that he mentioned to Sanatana Goswami and to Rupa Goswami and his associates. Advaita Acharya is actually Mahavishnu, and he comes to pray for Lord Chaitanya to come, and he shows us about the regulations of devotional service. Gadadhar is Radharani with the luster removed, because Lord Chaitanya took the luster of Radharani, so he shows how to perform devotional service also. Srivas Thakur is Narada Muni, or the example of a devotee, and we can read about him in Chaitanya Charitamrita. Nityananda is Balaram, and Lord Chaitanya instructs him in devotional service. Something that we do is how to attract other people. This is the idea in this age. It's like the work of the gopis is to bring the other gopis to Krishna. So we may not be a gopi ourselves, but when we're bringing people to Krishna, in the mood of Lord Chaitanya, we're practicing God's Leela. And that's something we can do, bringing people into Krishna's pastimes by the process of Sankirtan and chanting of the holy names is not imagination, and it's not, as they say, beyond our pay grade. To think that we're a gopi and we're going to go up and put tilak directly on Radha and Krishna, that's beyond our pay grade, as we say, right? We're not qualified for that. Who's qualified for that? Raise your hand. I guess not. So he instructed Lord Nityananda to go out and tell the people, chant Krishna, worship Krishna, and they should get other people to chant Krishna and worship Krishna. And they tried with everyone, including Jagai and Madai. Now, we don't overstep our bounds. We don't, when people are antagonistic, we leave them alone. Like if people appear to be drunk and belligerent, you know what you say to them? What do you say? Nothing. You avoid those people. Didn't you guys have some drunk people throw a bottle at you guys and you threw it back? Was the reaction very good? No. Yeah. Yet if someone's right there ready to stab you, maybe you hit them with something. But you know, you don't usually bother with them. You leave them alone. Or you say, wait right here, I'll be right back, right? That's what I train my children to do. If someone says, get in the car with me. Better than saying no is to say, well, wait right here, I'll be right back. And then you disappear. Because that's what they do with children. Say, well, get in the car with me. I'm supposed to take you to your parents. And you get in the car if someone says that? No. The parents had to tell you that ahead of time. Right? So, this process of devotional service come through these associates of Lord Chaitanya, the Panchatattva, Lord Chaitanya, Nityananda, Advaita, Gadadhar, and Srivas. And today they took the chanting of holy names to every person, and you'd beat on the drum, which is the madanga. But there's a thing called a brihad madanga, the big. Now, what is that? What is the brihad madanga? It's the printing press and the book distribution, because this is like a bomb that can go off later. They hear the kirtan, or you tell somebody about Krishna, and they may remember it or not, but they take a book home, it's there waiting for it. And sometimes other people read this book. This is why big books, like someone says, if you give somebody a little pamphlet, it may be neglected. But if someone buys a whole set of Chaitanya Charitamritas and Bhagavatams and put it in their bookshelf, will people be able to neglect that? I don't think so. It's too big, right? Like if you go to the store and you buy a keychain for keys and put it in your pocket, people might not notice it, right? But if you buy a big, bright red car and park it in front of your house, will someone notice? So that's why selling whole sets of books. Plus, if you convince someone to buy a whole set, you really convince them. And that may not always be possible, but the times it is, it really makes the impact. And you saw that Lord Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita that we're talking about devotional service means to make ourselves dear to Krishna. Somebody who chants the holy names is dear to Krishna. Krishna says that of sacrifices I'm the chanting of the holy names, the chanting on the japa beats. Where am I? Over here. They never get too far away. And he says that for one, Krishna says in the end of Bhagavad Gita, for one who teaches this science to my devotees, devotional service is guaranteed. And at the end, he will come back to me. Not just devotional, pure devotional service. And he said, there is no servant more dear, and never will there be one more dear. So maybe you can't explain the whole Bhagavad Gita to someone, or the whole nectar of devotion. But if you get them to purchase a book, could that accomplish the same thing? They take the book home. Can they read it at their own leisure? The good thing is if you're talking with someone, they may argue with you. But do they argue with a book? No, they read it and have an open mind to it. No book, you can't have that idea. So the idea is that Lord Chaitanya is showing how to love God in separation. Because when we're in separation, we really yearn to be with God. And we find that God can appear in Ayodhya as Rama. He can be Krishna in Dwarka. He can be Krishna in Mathura. But as the Bhagavatam says, it lists all the incarnations. And it says, Ete Chamsha Kalam Pumsam Krishna Stu Bhagavan Svayam. That Krishna is the original form. They're simultaneously one and different, but Krishna is the original. It says there, Krishna Stu Bhagavan Swayam. So Lord Chaitanya's mood was the mood of Radharani in Kurukshetra, when she said, I met my old and dear friend Krishna on the field of Kurukshetra. It is very wonderful, but I still wish to be with Krishna on the bank of the Yamuna River, hearing Krishna play the sweet note, the sweet fifth note on his flute within that forest of Vrindavan. So they have a ceremony where they tried to take Krishna on the chariot. And we also engage in the chanting of the holy names. We have the deity of the Lord there. We're associating with devotees. We're realizing the purport of Srimad Bhagavatam. And we pull that chariot that we're pulling Krishna back to Vrindavan. What is that festival called? Is it Rath Yatra? Was that a good guess? Did Lord Chaitanya do it? So we follow in his footsteps? Yes, we do. And does it also include the chanting of holy names? And is it the pastimes of the scriptures? And is it associating with devotees? Yes. And is it the mode of ignorance? No. Okay, good. So it accomplishes all those 5 things. Do we do it every day? No. So when it happens, should we miss it? We shouldn't miss it. And we'd be in separation from it, because we're giving people a chance to engage in Krishna's intimate pastimes of taking Krishna back to Vrindavan. Where if they just speculate and imagine that they're back in Vrindavan dancing with Krishna as a gopi and putting tilak on Krishna's head, and imagine that they're one of the direct servants of Radha and Krishna. Is this beyond the pay grade? How many of you do that? Imagine that you're like tell the Astashakis. You say, now listen, Lalita Vishaka Suchitra Champaklata Induleka Tungavija Rangadevian. So you move aside because I want to be there next to Radha and Krishna. Do we try that? No. Would that have a bad reaction? It's kind of like telling Lord Nrsingadevi he's not allowed to do that. We don't do that. We have to try to engage in the pastimes of the Lord. But this is the intimate pastime of the Lord. And why do we have these deities? Why is it the unformed form of the Lord? There's a whole story behind the Rath Yatra. But why do we use that form? This is a form that when King Indradumya was told that the Brahmin would keep carving the deities, but he would stop as soon as he opened the door. And there was stop. So he thought, well, they're finished, and opened the door. And here's these deities with no arms and legs and a big face. He thought, oh no, I've ruined it. They're not there. And Narada Muni says, no, this is the actual form. And this will explain why we use this form, taking Krishna back to Vrindavan. Because Rohini, the mother of Balaram, was both in Dwarka and she'd been in Vrindavan. So the queens of Dwarka, when they're at the field of Kurukshetra, asked Rohini to explain how wonderful the pastimes of Krishna in Vrindavan were. And while Rohini was explaining these intimate, sweet pastimes of Krishna in Vrindavan, Subhadra went into such ecstasy that her eyes got huge and her arms and legs contracted into her body. Hearing this ecstasy of Krishna in Vrindavan, but you're in Kurukshetra, separated from that, but desiring it so much. And then right away, the arms of Krishna and Balaram immediately contracted into their bodies and their faces got big. What deities look like this? Yes, that is why this deity form is chosen, because this is Jagannath, Lord of the universe, Balaram, and Subhadra, away from Vrindavan, in the ecstasy of Vrindavan, wanting to return to Vrindavan. So we perform our service daily, the devotional service, by the process of Lord Chaitanya is giving us, chanting these holy names, because that's the main part of Rath Yatra, chanting the holy names. It's the part of Mangalartik, it's the part of Japa, it's the part of when they go on Harinama. Do you sing movie songs? Or, well, if the Hare Krishna was in a movie, they're singing that movie song. One devotee was in China, and they said, can you sing a Bollywood song? And he said, I don't know any. Oh, here's one. Yasomati Nandana Brajaba. Because, he didn't know any Bollywood songs, but neither did they, so. So, you heard that special Bollywood song? Yes. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So, is the Rath Yatra festival worshiping Lord Krishna? Is it worshiping Lord Rama? Is it worshiping Lord Chaitanya? Is it taking Krishna back to Vrindavan? Is this why we put so much effort into it? Or do we just put like a wagon, we put a deity? Prabhupada did that as a child, put a small cart and do that. But if you're going to get people's attention, we can just sit under a tree and chant, but it may not get people's attention. We have to try that too. We meet people in public, we go to people's homes, they do namhatas in schools, we do that. But to get people's attention, you have to build a big tent. Prabhupada says we can chant under a tree, but who will come? So this Rath Yatra is the way to make all of those things happen, and how to take Krishna back to Vrindavan, and how to worship Gaur Hari, who's hiding on the altar. He's still there, isn't he? And we get to see Lord Jagannath get sick so that we miss him. You really see that in the temples of Lord Jagannath. We should have the people explain something to us about Rath Yatra. Is there anybody here who could give us some kind of preview about Rath Yatra? Is there? Can we do that? Because that's what we're talking about. This is the service we do. In the meantime, we're going to chant Hare Krishna on beads every day. Some people chant 1 round. Some people chant 4. Some 16. Some 64. You do what you can. If people are starting, we get them started at 1 round. Like many times we have a tent. Here we start people at the short Gita class. They chant a quarter of a round. But at Rath Yatra, you'll get people to chant on beads. So is there someone here who could explain something more to us about what we're going to do at Rath Yatra? Because we don't want you to miss it. It's once a year, right? All right. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Kshudi Prabhu, for an inspiring and yet again an inspiring class for us. Kshudi Prabhu, firstly, I'm really sorry for getting the date wrong of your initiation.
No, that was only an example of it. It wasn't meant to be any insult.
No. But
it was
I'm
only
sorry.
to show that even when people try, the person themselves is obviously going to get more facts. It wasn't meant to denigrate you in any way.
Thank you, Prabhu. Prabhu, I think I speak on behalf of everyone here today that we will tremendously miss your association.
Uh-oh.
It's sad to see you go in a few days' time. Your association has left an imprint on our heart and has helped us through our spiritual journeys. So thank you, Kshudi Prabhu. Hari Bol.
Look, movies.
Devotees, today's Sunday Love Feast has been prepared by the Kendra Namahata, which is led by Naveen Prabhu. So a big thank you to Naveen Prabhu and his team.
Yes. Can I take the mic?
Yes, what's it?
On the topic of prasadam,
Say one thing for sure.
devotees, prasadam comes to us from the kitchen at the bottom up to the white marquee, and it's served only in the white marquee from 1 to 1:45 p.m. So in order for the prasadam to come up, vehicles shouldn't be on the way. So please be mindful of where you are parking. However, if you do park in front of the kitchen and obstruct the driveway, we understand that actions speak louder than words. So we'll take that action as though you have chosen to do devotional service for the rest of the year, and we'll clamp the wheels, and then you can stay here and you can do devotional service for the rest of the year. We'll help you with that. So devotees, please be mindful of where you are parking. Also, if you would like to help the Prasadam team, please reach out to Doyal Krishna Prabhu. You can help with the serve out, or you can help financially, but you can speak to Prabhu and see in which way you can offer assistance. So today is Chandan Yatra, and then shortly, fairly soon, is the next exciting festival that I think is a highlight on most of our calendars. And as Prabhu mentioned, it's Rath Yatra. So we'll have Ram Vijay Prabhu to address us and to do the launch of Rath Yatra 2024. So Ram Vijay Prabhu is a senior devotee here at the temple, and he's been serving Krishna consciousness for many, many years, and he's a part of management as well. So Rath Yatra 2024 launch. Let's welcome Ram Vijay Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
I thought it was wonderful how all I did was mention this idea, and they immediately put together a presentation of it. So I think you should all think that way. We should all be prepared to present Krishna consciousness when asked. Now we'll pass it to Ram Vijay.
Hare Krishna devotees. Hare Krishna. So as Kshudi Prabhu mentioned, and our MC also, I just wanted to present to you all some of the plans and thoughts for Rath Yatra 2024. So Rath Yatra, of course, we've had a festival last year, a one-day festival. It was kind of dipping our toes in the water to try and see how we could do things again. It's been 5 years since we had a 4-day Jagannath Rath Yatra festival. So after 5 years, we are coming back to do this year a full Rath Yatra at the Durban beachfront and the lawns of the Bay of Plenty. And our devotees have been working already tirelessly towards the latter part of last year, from around September, October period. And 3 devotees, Keli Sundari, Rasastali, Dasi, and Rukmini, they have put together some strategies and some plans for Rath Yatra, which I'm going to share with you today. And then we'll talk more about these plans and what we can do to help them implement this plan. So the pointer and clicker work. Great. So this is the vision we've come up with they've come up with Rath Yatra, and the Rath Yatra management, the temple managements have accepted this vision as our vision for Rath Yatra going forward. It's a festival dedicated to connection beyond racial, cultural, and social borders. It's to offer a tapestry of bhakti woven with conscious content that resonates universally, essentially showcasing how the transformative power of bhakti extends to all. To offer joyous convergence of diversity, and to offer profound connection of body, mind, and spirit by fostering unity and understanding. So this is basically our Krishna consciousness movement, what we're trying to share. And our tagline for the Rath Yatra this year is Feast for the Soul. So I'll just go through some of the thoughts and highlights. Of course, we want to have the usual parade with 3 chariots, with organized kirtan, color-coded kirtan teams, rehearsed dance sequence, something like what Indraruna Swami does in Poland. So those are going to be some of the differences we have this year. And then we're also going to have the Soul Quest. Some of you may recall in Janmashtami we had the quest at the temple where visitors took on different activities. So this is to help make the Rath Yatra also more interactive, where we have the Soul Quest, where we'll have a photo booth, the mantra park, storytelling, a bookstore, and prayer flags, where members of the public who visit can participate in this quest and go through these sequence of activities and become educated and participate in Krishna consciousness. The main stage program also, you'll see we'll have some 10-minute TED Talk type presentations on the stage, but essentially we want to have hourly segments featuring various topics, as you see, lifestyle, music, poetry, storytelling. Each one of those can be marketed and advertised separately for the main stage. And of course, we'll have the existing tents that have been very successful historically. Question and answer seminar, lifestyle, body art, Jagannath tent, which will be called Jagannath Palace, mantra meditation, the book tent, gift shop, and a fireworks display also. One new addition will be a flea market. We're trying to put together a flea market. So in addition to the gift shop, there'll be a flea market where different stall holders and other people could come and sell their wares also. And we're also trying to arrange a kids jumping castle theme park, similar to what you see here, which we can customize to various themes, and managed by an external party. Of course, they are specialists who do these kinds of things. This will be an additional attraction. And then the food market, the idea is to try to improve quality, speed up service so we don't have too long queues. So try to cut down queues and have some kind of Govinda's Deli concept running with one larger deli rather than having different food outlets. So that was the work the strategy team did. I hope that whet your appetite and inspired you a little bit. What do you think? Is it exciting? Yes. Oh, not very exciting, eh? Okay. Sounds very exciting to me. When I saw this, I was quite blown away, and I thought that the devotees did an incredible job of coming up with these ideas. And of course, now comes the difficult task of trying to make these ideas a reality. The teams who have been working on the Rath Yatra have started already. The different departments, the Rath Yatra team have been meeting. Today, departments are meeting. Yesterday at New Jagannath Puri. This, of course, is a joint festival between the New Jagannath Puri temple and Sri Sri Radharadhanath temple. So the entire yatra in this region is coming together to put on this festival. And as Sri Sri Radharadhanath, we also want to do our best to help make this festival a success. Of course, Rath Yatra is a very significant festival. It's literally the biggest festival possibly outside India, I would think. I don't know every festival, but it's one of the biggest preaching events especially. We spend close to 4 million rand putting on this festival, so it's a massive undertaking. There's a significant amount of risk. Last time in 2019 when we checked, there were about 600 devotees involved in serving in the festival, let alone the tons of bhoga that's cooked and distributed, and the prasad and the kirtan and the classes that go on. So we just wanted to firstly inform everyone about what's happening so that you could get excited and you can also think about how you can participate. Usually, Shri Shri Radharadhanath ki jai. So for us, as members of the Krishna Consciousness Movement, as followers of Srila Prabhupada, when we see these exciting things, it's not necessarily about how nice it's going to be for us, right? These exciting things are wonderful ways for us to share Krishna consciousness with others. They are wonderful ways for us to do that. As we know, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and as Shri Prabhu mentioned, sharing Krishna consciousness is a very important part of our constitution, of who we are as ISKCON. And we've been given Krishna consciousness by somebody who shared it to us, shared it with us, and now we've come to this wonderful path. And we are now meant to share it with others. Not many of us are wonderful and expert preachers like Kshudi Prabhu, Smita Krishna Prabhu, and others in the audience. Some of us may not be so good at those things. But with this festival of Rath Yatra, we invite thousands of people, and we all can be part of this preaching mission by whatever service we are able to do. That applies, of course, in our temples also. But specifically at Rath Yatra is where the Lord goes out and the devotees go out. And we expose ourselves to others and we try to attract them in various interesting ways. So this is our chance as members of this family, the Krishna Conscious family. We are the people hosting the festival. So we want to request that all of you, all of us, find our ways to become involved and become part of this festival. The most important ways we can assist are, one, with helping fundraise. Fundraising, you may recall, those of you who are here for more than 20 years will recall, we used to have a few really big donors and a few really big collectors who used to collect Lakshmi for these festivals. Unfortunately, with the passage of time, those donors are no longer there. Many have passed on, their businesses have closed. Even the collectors, many of them have passed away. They're no longer with us. His Grace Shyamala Prabhu comes to mind. He was a very key person who used to collect for Rath Yatra. So in order for us to make this festival a reality now, it means that all of us, big and small, big collectors and small collectors, have to try and come up with the Lakshmi for this festival. It is up to us. We want to raise 1.5 million before the festival, 1.5 million rand. From 2019, 2.5 million comes from in the festival itself. So that's how we hope to cover the cost of this festival. And just to let you know, in 2019, we raised 750,000 rand before the festival. So with the passage of time and just with general inflation, we're expecting that the costs have gone up, and we would like everyone to please try to do your most, talk to your friends, contribute yourself, your family members, and you may not be able to raise 1 million rand yourself. 100 rand, 500 rand, whatever you can get from your colleagues and friends is wonderful. And then also, as part of that, you have to invite people to come. What's the use us putting on a big festival and it's only us there? Oh, we'll have a party still. But the whole point is to expose Krishna consciousness, expose others to Krishna consciousness. So we need to invite our friends, our family, our colleagues. The festival won't be very only directed towards one community. It will be very multicultural. We're keeping the Krishna consciousness, Krishna conscious essence, so we don't have to worry and feel bad that people will be uncomfortable there. Anyone who likes anything spiritual will feel very comfortable and they'll appreciate the festival. So you must invite everyone you know. As the material comes out, please share with your friends and family. And then the other way in which you can help is that we all have to do service. Just like our donors and collectors are no longer there, many of the devotees who served over the last 30 odd years at Rath Yatra, they're either very frail, very ill, or some have left us also. So we need a resurgence, more devotees to become involved in doing all the various services at Rath Yatra. Typically we normally get, although we said it's 600 devotees, there are many devotees who just work 18 hours a day, and it's very strenuous and very difficult for them to do it. And as they're aging and have health challenges, that's becoming more difficult. So we want to share the load and share the service and share the opportunity with more devotees. So the other thing we have to do is all have our part to play in this festival. None of us should be guests at the festival. All of us should be people who have our responsibility, who are doing something for Lord Jagannath, who are doing something to serve Srila Prabhupada. And that's how, of course, we'll become dear to the Lord, by preaching His glories with whatever services we are doing in this festival. So I encourage you to get involved in these three ways. We won't be limiting awareness about the Rath Yatra to just announcements like this. We'll be coming to see you in the queues, to sign up for service, sign up for collecting, and sign up for anything else that you'd like to. Because we want every devotee to be involved, and we want to encourage you and even force you a little bit to do something. So please, when we come around in the queues, as you're waiting for prasad, please be open to the devotees coming, give them your details, and share with them how you can help in the festival and make this festival a resounding success for the pleasure of Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki, Sri Jagannath Rath Yatra 2024 ki, Gaur Premanande.
Hare Krishna, let's rise for the kirtan and arti.
Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pasyacharya Satarine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pasyacharya Satarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Rama, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, 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 Hare Hare, Hare. Krishna, 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 Hare, 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 Rama, Hare, Rama, 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 Hare, Hare, Hare. Rama, Rama. Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, hey, Hare Bol, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Jaya Radha Radhanath Radha Radhanath Radhe. Jaya Gaura Hari Gaura Hari Gaura Hari Jaya Gaura Hari Jaya Prabhupada 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 Shri Prabhupada ki
Om Vishnupad Paramahansa Parabhajakacharya Austatara Satta Shri Sriman His Divine Grace Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahansa Parabhajakacharya Austatara Satta Shri Sriman His Divine Grace Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada ki Ananta Gauri Vaishnavinda ki Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur ki Prem Shri Kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaur Bhaktavinda ki Shri Shri Radha Radhanath ki Gaurahari ki Shamakund Radhakund Giri Govardhan ki Yamuna Mai ki Ganga Mai ki Tulsi Devi ki Bhakti Devi ki Prabhupada's book distribution ki Ecstasy of book distribution ki Ratha Yatra ki Temple of the Vedic Planetarium ki all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga. Yes. Oh, and one thing, I have a big collection of burfi that I want to give little pieces to people, so I want them to come and meet with me in prasadam time. I'm leaving in a couple days. Come and we can talk more about this process of chanting names and devotional service.
Kshudi Prabhu ki Jai. Namaste Narasringhaya Praladaladaine Hiranyakashipu Vakshahai Shilatanka nakalaye Shilatanka nakalaye Ito nishrimha parato nishrimha Yato yato yami tato nishrimha Yato yato yami tato nishrimha Mahi nishrimha hridaye nishrimha Mahi nishrimha hridaye nishrimha Mahi nishrimha hridaye nishrimha Nashringa madim sharanam prapade Narasingha madim sharanam prapade Kavakara kamalavare nakam Adbuddha shringam Dalita Hiranyakashipu Tanubringam Kesavadita Narahari Rupa Jai Jagadish Hare, Jai Jagadish Hare, Jai Jagadish Hare, Tava Karakama. Nishringadev. Jai Jagadish, Jai Jagadish, Jai Jagadish Hare. Bolo. Jaya Nishringadev, 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 Jaya Nishringadev, Nishringadev. Jaya Prahlad Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj, Jaya Prahlad Maharaj. Nitai Gaur, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Bhakti Vigna Vinasha Nishringadev Bhagavan Ke, Bhakta Shrest Prahlad Maharaj Ke, Gaur Premanande, Hari 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 Bol. Sarira Vidyaja, Jyotantriyata Heka, Jiva File Vishaya Sagare, Tara Madhya Jivati, Lobha Moy Sudharmati, Take Jeta Katina Samsare, Krishna Baradoya Moy, Kori Bar Jiva Jai, Swaprasadana Dilo Bhai, Sayanamrito Pao, Radha Krishna Gunagao, Premaye Dako Chaitanya Nitai, Jai Nimai, Jai Nitai, Jai Nimai, Jai Nitai, Jai Nimai, Jai Nitai, Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada. Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada. Bhagavat Prasadam Ki, Srila Prabhupada Ki, no wasting Ki, Gaur Premanande, Hari Hari Bol. Please ensure that if you have any of your remnants left on your plate that you don't want to eat, there is a food bin to empty that, and next to the food bin is a place where you can put your plate and your spoon, etc. Please don't dump the plates in the food bin. This is, be conscious, be Krishna conscious. And please do not also cut through the lines to get to the front. Put the elderly in front and mothers with children. Thank you. Hare Krishna.